Okay, let's get started. So COVID-19 lifestyle reset. All of us have been in a situation, a lot of us have been in a situation where we maybe getting comfort from food, have a lot of anxiety, and as things start to open up, they're opening up different ways for different people. And we thought, you know what, as a vintage fitness community, let's just stop for a second and think, maybe today's the day I do a bit of a reset. Maybe today's the day that I change my mindset around my lifestyle. So that's why we're hosting the webinar. A bit about Vintage Fitness. Again, a lot of you are current clients or people that we've worked with in the past, but for some of you that Vintage Fitness is new for you. Vintage Fitness has been around for 15 years, so it was founded in 2005, so we have been doing this for a while. We are certified personal trainers, and we are seniors fitness specialists. And we only work with older adults. So we're really, really focused in this area and have been doing this again for quite a while. Clients who achieve their health goals with us, it tends to be slow and steady. So this isn't the 90-day transformation. It really is making small changes, like a lot of the ones we'll talk about this morning on the webinar, and those small changes will add up to great things in the long term. So in today's session, and again, please use the chat if you have questions, if you can't see, if you can't hear, I'd be happy to monitor that chat. But today it's a lot about resetting your mind and body. When Mariela and I started writing this presentation, it was, you know, eat your fruits and vegetables, get enough sleep, drink enough water. And we actually redid the whole thing because I said, you know what, people know these basics, but we're not doing it. So let's think about this differently. How can we do a reset and go from knowing what to do to actually doing it? So that's the focus. My name is Erin. I'm the owner of Vintage Fitness, and I am a personal trainer. And I have my co-presenter, who's also a personal trainer with Vintage Fitness, Mariela. I'll have you introduce yourself this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I am Mariela. I've been a personal trainer for the last 10 years, and I'm helping my clients to get healthy, lose weight, and helping them with the mobility.
Okay, Mariela, do you want to just talk about your story a little bit?
All right. So today we're talking about how reset our lifetime. So things around us can be going out of control, circumstances out of our hands. So I will share a little bit about my story. So everything started February 2000 back in Argentina, when I am from. At that time I was in my 20s, just ready to start a new life. But things in my country wasn't that great to start a family, have kids. So we decided to move to Canada, a beautiful country and a way we can give our kids a better life. So we packed our stuff and we decided to come to Canada. We have a lot of dreams, ideas, everything excited. But things didn't work the way we planned. So we planning to get our permanent resident in about 2 years. Didn't happen. Actually, they took us 12 years to achieve that. But we never stop. We keep pushing, we keep fighting. By the year 2002, I had my first child, and I was dealing with a lot of emotional issues. Immigration situation, missing my mom, being in a new country, not having many friends. So I started eating. And at that time was okay. You know, was my excuse. I'm pregnant and can be eating. It's okay. And I was eating. I gained over 60 pounds with my first son. And after he born, everything, I lost some of that, but I keep at least half of that weight. So by 2005, I was having my second child, same thing. Oh, now I am a mom, I can eat, always dealing with this, with that. So always have a good excuse to put a food on my mouth and deal with my emotion over the food. So I gained a lot of weight, and then again, just keep it there. I was unhappy, wasn't the body. I was really, really missing my body, my 2000-year body. When I was slim, I was feeling good about myself. 2007, my second picture, I wasn't happy, I was overweight, I didn't feel that body belonged to me. On top of that, circumstances got even worse than before. So we have, at that time, we was facing a deportation order from Canada. So was really, really very stressful situation. So that caused not only keep dealing with food, with my anxiety and my stress, that developed high blood pressure on me. So now my health was compromised. So then I wasn't good, everything was bad around me. So I decided to, okay, I can do something. I cannot control immigration, but I can control my health. I am a young mother, I have 2 kids, I need to be over this. And I decided to start losing weight. I didn't know much about that at that time. So I started just with changing the way I was eating a smaller amount of food, losing some pounds, start to doing exercise. That helped me to deal with my stress. My blood pressure got under control, and slowly learning more and more about all the healthy living and how to deal with the stressful situation the healthy way, not the unhealthy way through food or through getting sick, to put in my body to stress and getting sick. So they took me about a year with a slowly progress, and I lost 30 pounds. So I got back to my shape than before. And like you can see on the last picture, so now 13 years later, I keep the body the way I want. I am stronger now, I have more muscle, and you can see my kids, they're older now, and everything works good, so we have everything under control now.
No, so Mariela, one of the reasons that we decided that it was relevant, because I don't think many of you are experiencing the stress of potentially being deported, but with COVID, we are uncertain about our future. We are all a bit concerned about our health, and we can't control all of that. We can't control COVID, we can't control bubbles, we can't control the school schedule. You know, there's a lot we can't control. So this is the reason that I think it's a relevant parallel. It's let's control what we can control in this situation, which is our lifestyles.
Exactly, yeah. For me, was that situation today can be COVID or can be something else in your life, like make you realize you have to change. So one of the things happen is you have to reset your mind. So everything starts with a thought. You have to think about. And the problem is sometimes with the mind is we are full of stuff in our mind. If you listen to the news now, it's COVID here. So a lot of negative information. So that is not helping us. So resetting our mind, we can do it through meditation. Basically, we have to create some space in our mind. And we just try for a few minutes, a simple exercise, just deep breathing with a little bit of sitting and stretching. So if you don't mind, just sit comfortable on your chair, keep in a good posture, engage your core, shoulders down and relax. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. If not, just keep your eyes open. So now we're just breathing in, raising our arms up, and exhale down. One more time, inhale, nice and slow. Exhale. And again. So focus on your breathing, help you to calm you down. So you stop thinking about whatever is around you to focus on a little bit on yourself. So now if you feel comfortable, just place your palms on your thighs and just close your eyes and start breathing in. Just hold your breath for a few seconds and let it go out. And one more time, inhale, hold your breath, and out. And we do one more time, and out. How you feel that? This is the thing you have to pay attention. So that give you a little bit of calmness and just help you to have a little bit, knowing a little bit more about yourself. So another thing that helps is gratitude. So how we focus on positive things with everything around us is negative, or many things are negative around us. So gratitude. So with this simple exercise, you can change the focus of your mind from the negative to the positive. And even some studies show, like people, they are grateful for whatever, they are happier and they suffer less stress and they are less depressed than people who are not grateful for whatever you have. If you don't mind, you can take a piece of paper and a pen and just write down 3 things you are grateful today. Can be simple as wake up in the morning, this beautiful day we have today, and even this webinar. So it is something grateful for it.
And you can also do, if you're comfortable, you can write your gratitude in the chat as well. I'll do mine.
Yeah. Feel free to share.
Corey, our trainer, he says, great colleagues. Thank you, Corey, my health. Now I feel bad. I started with my dog.
Excellent.
There's something nice about writing it down, I think, as well, first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I think first thing in the morning is the best time for meditate and gratitude, because then that few minutes you take in the morning, they change the approach you have for the rest of your day. And the
so Mariela, some of the things are coming up are family, apartment, my friends, doctors, my religion, my health, living in Toronto, cooler summer day, that's a good one, defined benefit pension, wow, lucky duck. And then D, great energy and wonderful sunshine. So what a good list, thank you.
So after we resetting our mind, so we start resetting our body. How we reset our body? Through exercise, healthy meal, and sleep. Exercise helps us to move better, help with our posture, help with the pain if we have any kind of pain, and even help with our mood too. And give us exercise even is good for our brain. It's the connection, mind and body connection. For healthy meals, help you how to nourish your body. So we have to have good quality of food to nourish our body, and our body can move better. And for our sleep, it's very important, the sleep, and probably in 2 days is one of the harder thing to sleep well, because if we not sleep well, the next day we feel tired, we feel grumpy, we don't feel like to do anything. So it's why it's important to have a good sleep. So we can try before going to bed some technique to relax our body. For example, not be connected to device before going to bed, or just to maybe just try a shower with a warm water, maybe that calm you down, or a nice cup of tea. So many different things like you can do before going to sleep, creating a healthy routine, and that way you can actually rest at night. So resetting our body, so we need to know if we have a healthy body or not. So this is one of the main things. So with this simple exercise, we will try now. So we will find out if we carry a healthy body or not. So Erin, if you don't mind, to grab your measurement type.
Yeah, and so at Vintage, we don't tend to focus, again, it's not about building the bikini body, but the reason that we wanted to do this measurement is because people focus so much on the scale and what numbers on the scale, and we can change our weight in a day by 1 to 5 pounds, depending on bowel movements, hydration, and things like that. So it's important if you're tracking, if you do for a health reason need to lose weight, or for your aesthetics you need to lose weight, you need to have measurements, things, indicators other than just the number on the scale, which is why as part of the reset we thought, let's teach people how to do measurements and how to do waist to hip measurements, be accountable to write that down, and then do it again in a few months after you've made some lifestyle changes, just to see if there's it's heading in the right direction.
Good. So now Erin, find your belly button. So that will be your waistline. So from there, just put your measurement tape on centimeters and around your waist. And please write down the number.
Okay.
Good. So now you're measuring your hip. So find the wider part of your body, so kind of the middle of your hip, and take that measurement.
And please do ask if you have questions on this, guys, in the chat or in the question and answer. Can't see what she's doing. Linda, can you see now? Is that better? So I
can do it. I can walk back.
So essentially what we've done is just take the measuring tape and found the belly button. Yes, okay, we got it. I think we're okay, Mariela.
All right, good.
Yeah.
And
so
do write down the
measurement at the belly button, and then measure at the widest part of the hip and write those numbers down.
Yeah. Now, and if you have a calculator, so you can, you divide your waist number, divide your hip number. And the result of the number you compare with the numbers we have on the screen. If your number are more than in men 0.9, that means you are a little bit overweight. If for a woman and your number is more than 0.85, so that means like you are a little bit overweight. This is just for you to know where you are, how healthy you are. So just as a base point of health.
And as part of our personal training package, we do lots of different measurements. So we do measurements of the arms, the legs, because what we want to see is increased strength. So it's not just about losing weight at all. A lot of it is about building strength.
Good. So now we reset our priorities. So for priorities, serve us as a guiding start to keep us on track. So we know what we have to do. Part of our priority is set goals and keep with those goals. So for example, what do you want? So this is the question. And Erin, you can proceed with the poll.
Yep, the poll is in progress. And we're starting to get some responses. Somebody wants all those things. So obviously, we pick the top ones that we hear clients say. So we'll just wait for a minute or two as those poll information comes in.
And can be something else too, like it's not there, but that's okay. That's personal.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you didn't get a chance to grab a healthy snack, this is a good opportunity if you've done your poll. So we've had about 65% have voted, so I'll just wait for a minute or two more. It's interesting, actually. So the top ones so far are Get Stronger.
Balance.
Oh, yay. I'm so happy to see Get Stronger above Lose Weight. Oh, amazing. Okay, so Get Stronger, Improve Balance, and then Lose Weight. And that's most 70% of people have voted. So those are the key things, which is great. I'll share the results there. Can you see those results, Mariela?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then reduce stress. I'm surprised reduce stress is only 19%. It's interesting. Okay. Okay.
Perfect. Great. So now we have priority, we have our goals on check. So we have habits to deal with. Habit is hard to break because it's part of us. Sometimes they come from our childhood, sometimes it's for our lifestyle, but habit is something we need to change in order to reach our goals. Not everything, but some of them. For example, so we do a little exercise today. So a big problem for weight loss is eating. So usually we tend to eat too fast, including myself. I eat way too fast. And in 5 minutes, I can finish a whole meal and even I not remember what I eat. And that is not good. It's not only good because you can gain weight, but it's not good for your digestion. It's not good for your mood either, because then you feel guilty all what you're eating and why you're doing that. Even sometimes even you are not hungry, you just see food and you start to eat. So let's try now, eat slowly. If you have a healthy snack, I have a little bit piece of carrot here. So have a little bite and start biting. Nice and slow. Pay attention to the texture, pay the texture to the taste, and just try to be in the moment you're eating, not thinking about, oh, what I have to do, I have to make lunch, I have to do laundry. No, just what I'm doing now. I'm eating. How that feel in your mouth? And then just breathe. So you can breathe in between. So that helps you to calm your body down and your digestion will change. Usually we eat too fast and then we feel all bloated and very uncomfortable. So it's a great exercise to start, very easy. So you prepare every time you sit on your table, start to having your snack or your lunch very slowly, bite by bite, enjoying it every time you do it. It's not easy. Sometimes I try and then I don't remember. I start eating fast and then go back, but it's okay. It's always about practice. Another thing.
I was just going to say, I think this sort of mindful eating, I mean, as you said, it's hard to do it every meal, but if you have it in the back of your mind, I think it will really help people that do a lot of comfort eating or binge eating. Because, you know, if I've had a stressful day and I think, well, I'm just going to sit with a box of crackers and eat the crackers or the chips and watch Netflix, I am like putting it in my mouth and I'm not at all paying attention. And then I look, I'm like, oh, it's gone. Like, what happened? Whereas if you think, oh, I'm just going to be a bit mindful, or just going to put a few of these in a bowl and bring those and I'll just eat those a bit slower, as opposed to using them as a way to comfort or reward myself at the end of the day.
And even as the communication between your stomach and your brain. So they need about 20 minutes, your stomach, to communicate to your brain, like you are full. So if we eating too fast in 5 minutes, the stomach, the communication didn't happen and we overeat. So eating slowly allow us to have that time so the body can communicate and we will feel full without overeating. And then we don't have to deal with feeling guilty and all what's coming after. So another great exercise to do is food and mood log. So every time we eat, we can put it on a piece of paper, you can put it on your phone, but just make sure you put it down. What are you eating and how was your mood? You was stressed, you didn't sleep well that night, you had some trouble, or you sad, whatever happened, because depend our mood is the choices of food we make. So then from there we can learn, oh, I was sad yesterday and I grabbed that piece of cake. So now you know every time you sad, your body will react to have that piece of cake. So that way we can change that habit. And I said, okay, instead of have that piece of cake, I will have a fruit, or I will have something healthier, like a yogurt, something sweet, but not unhealthy. And always remember, like only actions create change. Doesn't matter how much we think about it. We can be thinking forever to change. But if we don't do something, we will not change. We have to do to change. So can be your exercise, can be your eating, doesn't matter what you have to do, or maybe just find the right time to do, but we have to do something in order to change.
I think, and the other thing I would say, Mariela, that a lot of this is pre-planning. So I know I'm going to have a busy, stressful day. I know I'm going to get home and feel tired. Let's pre-plan my meal. Let's pre-plan, like get some nice smelling bath salts and pre-plan the bath, you know, whatever it is, you pre-plan your eating and your stress management, because you know it's been years and years of having the same habit loop, and your brain likes that habit loop, like likes to do whatever your normal stress reduction strategy is. That's an easy pathway for the brain. So you need to actively create a new pathway for the brain. So that takes a little planning, and that does take a little bit of work.
Yeah, and sometimes it's time, right? But it's why we talked before about priorities. Has to be a priority. We want to change, we have to put things in order, and planning or whatever is what we have to do. So now healthy meals. So what mean a healthy meal? So healthy meals is a well-balanced diet, right? Like it will give you energy to keep us active through the day. And with nutrients, we need to repair our body, to help us to keep our muscle and our bones strong. So we need a good source of meals. For example, for protein, we can get some salmon, chicken, any kind of meat, or if you are vegetarian, you have your vegetarian options too. Vegetables and fruit, closer to the nature, fresh as you can. So you can do frozen too, but if you can pick up from the farmer market, the fresh, the fruit and season, that is the best to do. Whole grains, just go for your quinoa, go for all your whole grain breads. We need those nutrients for our body. Even healthy oils too, like avocado oil, coconut oil. So we need those nutrients for our body. And of course, water. Water is one of the most important, because our body is made up to 60% of water. Muscle, blood, the brain, they need a lot of water. No tea, no juice, water. You can change your water, put in some flavors, some fruits, some cucumber on it, but we need water for our body function properly. Even just to eliminate toxins, to eliminate fat, everything through the water.
So the other rule of thumb I would say with protein, if you're looking at serving size, is a deck of cards is about the serving size, or the palm of the hand is about the serving size. So a lot of restaurants, it's double that. So you just cut half of it, bring half of it home for lunch tomorrow. But our serving sizes, especially eating it, tends to be quite large.
So now the question is how ready you are for change. So this is a private question too. You can put your numbers down on your notes. For ready, I mean how prepared you are, how motivated you are for change. So on the scale 1 to 10, you place your number. This is private for you. You want to share, you can share. If not, that's okay. For willingness, yes, I want to change, but I know I have to do stuff. I have to take action. And for able, what I'm capable to do. Because yeah, I'm ready to change. I know I have to prepare meals, for example, but I can do that most of the time. So this is a question, like you have to be very, very honest about yourself, and then you will know if you're ready for change. So you can take a few minutes.
And the interesting follow-up to the able piece. So I would challenge you a little bit. If you have a 3 for able, think through what those barriers are and how can we create solutions for those barriers for you. There's a lot of us that have complicated health histories, pain, concern about going out with COVID. All of those are very plausible and realistic, valid barriers, but are they overcomable? Yes. So I really do think this is a bit of a mindset. We talked at the beginning, this isn't about teaching you what you need to do, because for the most part, I think you probably already know. We went through it a little bit with the healthy proteins and veg, but this is about, are you willing to make the mindset shift or not? And there's no right answer, but change won't happen and you won't be successful unless you change your mindset first. So we'll give you a minute or so, just because this isn't just, you know, quickly putting the number down. I want you to think a little bit about the distinction between ready, willing, and able. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to put them in the chat. So we'll move on from there. So I wanted to just give you a sense of what a vintage success story looks like. So this is Peter. He started with us. He was 35 pounds overweight, and after 3 months, he lost 15 pounds and 2 inches from his waist. He was feeling really out of breath, even just walking up a flight of stairs, and now he can climb stairs without thinking about it, which is huge, because he came to us about 2 years after he retired, and he's like, man, this is terrible. I'm not able to do what I want to do in my retirement. His belly wasn't able to tie up his shoes because his belly was kind of in the way, and when he was able to do that, it was huge for him, which is so great to see. And then arthritic knees. So the weight loss and then some of the strengthening we could do to help his supporting muscles around the knee really helped him.
So now how you achieve your goals. So we're offering a 4-week one-on-one nutrition coaching session because everyone is different. So it's a one-on-one important to do. So in week 1, so we have to set the goals, and the goal has to be SMART, specific, they have to be measurable, we have to be realistic, and they have to be in a time. So we have to do unachievable. So we have to do a goal setting, all depend on your condition, your time, whatever it is, breaking down all those barriers. So we have to work that. On the second week, we were talking about behavior, like we just did a little example today, eating, whatever it is, the behavior or the behaviors you have, so helping you to break those down and try to do a new healthy behavior. Week 3, we are talking about meal plan. So the preparation you need, serving size, all depend whatever your goal is and the choices that you can make. And the week 4 is exercise. We know to sustain a weight loss program for a long time, diet alone doesn't work. Has to be the combination between your diet and exercise. This is for long-term result on the weight loss, but to keep your body strong and your so you can move better and you can be healthier overall.
So what you get with the program, you get 4 one-on-one hour-long coaching sessions with Mariela, who is a nutritional coach through Precision One Nutrition, setting the SMART goals that are achievable. So something that, you know, it's all of us can sit down and write a SMART goal right now, which is great. But really thinking through my lifestyle, my eating habits, all that kind of stuff, and make it something that there's not just, this is the goal, this is where I'm starting, this is the goal, and then we take you through the journey. An exercise program written just for you. So all of us, especially our client base of seniors, have different issues, different injuries, health conditions. So our programs are really, really tailored to that person that has arthritis in their knee or osteoporosis of the spine, or you know, whatever that is their issue is. We need to make it very specific to them. Food logging. So sometimes it's helpful to do a short program like this for 4 weeks just to get a sense of, oh, wow, I didn't realize that the little snack I had at the end of the night is 400 calories. Like, that's interesting. Or I didn't realize that I'm really not getting enough water. So I think food logging, there's a value. Long term, it's hard to do, but I think saying, okay, I'm going to do this program with Mariela for a month, and I'm just going to do it and to get all that baseline information that I can take forward through the rest of my life. Accountability is a big thing. So sticking with the eating and exercise plan, and knowing that you're going to have that one-on-one call with Mariela to she'll ask you about it and have a look at your food logging. And then really learning how to eat properly in the long term. So we've steered away from doing like, this is your meal plan. You know, you do this in the morning, then you do this at lunch. There'll be a little bit of that, but it's more about teaching you how to count your macronutrients so that it can be sustainable in the long term. So the program, the investment is $350 for the program. And if you're interested, feel free to stay on the webinar and we can kind of book in a time to talk to you. And I also wanted to just leave some time for questions. So you can either use the question and answer feature in the webinar, or you can go on the chat and ask any questions that you have. So it could be any questions about eating, about lifestyle, about seniors, health and wellness, about exercise. One of the things that came up in the chat was intermittent fasting. Andrea was saying that's helpful. Do you want to just talk a bit about what intermittent fasting is, Mariela?
Oh, for intermittent fasting is something now is very popular. So basically you have a window to eat. Some people eat for 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, and the rest of the hour you are not eating. So basically most commonly, like you start to eat around 11 in the morning and you stop eating around 5 to 6 p.m. So in that window, you're supposed to eat whatever you want to eat, but then from 6 p.m. to the next day, you don't have any food. So it's something very popular. So people do it. They may work for some people, they don't work for everyone.
Yeah, and I mean, and a few other questions have come up in the chat, which we'll address. So intermittent fasting, I think, can work, as I said, for some people, as Mariela said. But I think the distinction of who it works for and who it doesn't is this, based on what I've seen. Somebody that is more is a moderator, so is able to like have one glass of wine in an evening or have one cookie on a plate of a whole bunch of cookies. I think you don't need intermittent fasting. I think you can kind of moderate your behavior. And I think most registered dietitians are naturally moderators. I think there's some of us, and I fit in this category, I'm kind of an abstainer. So it's easier for me, it's just easier for me not to have the cookie at all, or just not to have any wine that night than to have one glass. It just feels like that's just a teaser then. so I do think, and it tends to be that sort of A-type personality, which unfortunately that's how I categorize myself. But so I think it can work for some people, but it is a bit of an intense way to do it. So other questions that have come up: do you spend time ensuring I'm doing my specific exercises properly and the way that it's most beneficial to me? Yes, we absolutely do. So we, you know, we personal trainers, so we coach correct technique, and we watch and we give you specific technique tips. So we would watch you do every single exercise to make sure you're doing it properly. Absolutely, Linda. And then there was a question, Mariela, about the waist to hip division. Which figure is divided by which?
Oh, the waist divided to the hip.
And then there was another question about, do I have a program if immediate focus is strength, balance, exercise first? Absolutely, Wanda. So if you want to, anyone that wants to contact us, I will put in the website, and then you just do call me. And that books a call directly into my calendar. So we have a team of personal trainers that are strength focused. So absolutely, just call me and we can book a one-on-one and talk a bit about how to build strength as a focus. This program is a little bit more nutrition coaching, which is something we've been sort of missing at Vintage. So I will stop the share, and if you want to learn a little bit more about the 4-week program, please feel free to stay on. If not, it was lovely to have you join us. I am recording this, so I will post the recording, and you can send it to anyone that you think it would be helpful for.